Eisenhower Eagles. Today we're going to make a Cyclops eye out of origami. It's a lot of fun and it's quite simple. And I'm just going to walk you through step by step and show you how to do it. Now you can see that this origami eye moves. It's kind of fun to put it in front of your face and just open and close your eye. And what you'll need to get started is just a piece of paper. Now you can use extra scrap piece of paper if you have some scrap paper. And if you have a rectangular piece of paper like this, you'll need to turn it into a square. So the way that you turn a rectangular piece of paper into a square is you take the bottom edge here and line, or this edge here, and line it up with the top edge of the paper, and that should give you an almost perfect square. So once you get an almost perfect square, you can go ahead and just cut the extra off and use this extra paper for something else. You can just put that aside. So to make our origami eye, with most origami, you do start with a square. And origami is a Japanese paper folding technique. You can make all kinds of things with origami. You can make butterflies, flowers, cranes, boxes, interesting shapes. I know of a couple 5th graders that are very talented in origami. But you're going to start with a square. Okay, so first cut your square. It can be any size piece of paper to do this. It could be quite small, it could be quite large. Mine is fairly large just because I'm showing you how to do it. So what you're going to do with your square is you're going to fold it in half once like this, and then open it up and fold it in half a second time like this, and open it up. And you'll want your square to have a big X on it, okay? So that's your first fold. Now anytime you're folding paper for origami, you need to make sure you really crease it well. And I crease my paper well using my fingernail just to rub it on the crease, because when you crease it, that's what makes it work. So the next thing you'll do after folding your big, you can see, imagine a big X in there, is you're going to fold the top triangle down to the middle and the bottom triangle to the middle, okay? And then fold the bottom up and then fold the bottom down here and give it a really good crease. Okay, so you're going to end up with your paper looking like this. Just so you know, I did send another YouTube video with this week's assignment, and it has all of these folding instructions step by step. So you could watch this video and kind of watch how I do it. And then if you'd like to, you're welcome to go ahead and go to the other YouTube video, which is like a slideshow, and you can pause the video on each step so that you could not have to worry about all these little steps I'm showing you now. Or you can pause this video and do it with me, however you would like to do it. So the next thing that you'll do is you'll open up all those folds you just did. And then the top and the bottom, you'll notice, are folded back in the opposite direction like that. So you'll need to fold that tip in on the top and the bottom one time. You're going to fold it a second time in, 1 and 2, okay? So you'll fold that in twice, and the rectangle that you have left in the center here is where you're going to put your eye. Now you'll notice in that rectangle you have a plus that's folded right here in the middle, and that can give you an idea of where the center is. Now what I did to draw a perfect circle was I just went and got a bowl out of my kitchen, and I took that bowl and just put it on there and traced around it. That's an easy thing, or a glass or a cup or whatever you can find, a lid of some sort. If you have a smaller piece of paper that you're making your origami eye with, you can get a smaller bowl or a smaller lid and just do that. And so what I did was I traced the circle. Now notice the top and the bottom of that circle are touching the top and the bottom of my folded in area. So you want to make sure that it's not smaller than that. Or if you want to make yours look interesting, you can. So that is the next step. Now, once you have your circle in there, what you can do is you can just color it in. So you can see here that I just used some material that I had at home and I colored it in like a real eye. Now, last week for our art project, we did a surreal eye, and I do hope to see some of those surreal eyes this week, but you are welcome to take the inside of this eye and make it surreal if you'd like. For example, with this one, I made it a rainbow. That's kind of surreal. Nobody has a rainbow in their eyes with clouds. I've seen some people turn them into dragon eyes or tiger eyes, or you can turn it into any kind of eye that you would like to. So the next step is going to be, when you get to this point, to go ahead and color in the outside. I want you to notice I added a little reflection in the center of the eye because our eyes do have little reflections in them right there, and you can color around the reflection, keeping that white and color black. So once you finish coloring the eye, you're going to fold those two parts in one more time and flip it over. Now, this is when it gets a little tricky, and this is where you might run into a few problems. So I want to give you some troubleshooters to make this work out. So you'll take this end and fold it into that center crease in the middle on both sides, okay? That's your good start. Then you're going to take from this point to this point and fold it over, okay? And then when you open it up, you're going to take this little flap here and fold it until it lines up with the fold you have here, okay? And then fold it over so that it's straight with that center fold. So again, you'll take from this point to this point and fold it over, and then open it up and take this little flap here and fold it in. And the goal that you want to get to is so it looks kind of like, I know some of you are quite talented in folding paper airplanes, even though we're not allowed to fold paper airplanes in school. But you need to fold it so that those are lined up. And again, you'll do the same on the other side. Fold it, open it, fold that in, and fold it over. If you have a thinner paper, it'll be easier to fold. This is a thicker drawing paper that I have from school, and it's a little harder to fold. So it'll be a little easier. Now at this point, if you have some tape, and if you'd like to, you can tape these two back areas, okay, so that it stays put. But then you'll flip it over, and if you want to color the lid of your eye, you can color that. But then whenever you push the ends in, it'll just open and close. Yeah, so that's our origami eye. So again, if you would like to have step-by-step visual instructions, there is another YouTube video I sent out this week, and it has some images, some ideas, and it has these step-by-step instructions for you to create your own origami Cyclops eye, and then you can just walk around the house and be as strange, as weird as you want, and you can act like you only have one eye on your head and scare away your animals or your parents or your siblings or whoever happens to be there with you. So it's so nice to see you all again, Eisenhower students. I would love to see your Cyclops eye. Maybe it's surreal, maybe it's a dragon eye. So if you could please, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you could have your parents send me an email with your Cyclops eye picture of you holding it over your face if you want. And I would love to see what you did with it and how you personalized it and made it your own. So I'll see you all next week. Again, it's so nice to see you. Goodbye.